Hello students, welcome back to this session. So today in this session we are going to cover the topic the pulley, which is 2.4 in your textbook. Okay, now talking about pulley, what do you mean by pulley students? आपने word सुना है कभी pulley? What does pulley means? It is basically a piece of equipment which is used for lifting heavy objects or to move heavy objects, right? I'll show you all a picture so that it becomes easy for you to understand. See, this is known as pulley. Now let us come to the poem Pulley, which is written by George Herbert. Okay, he was there, like he was born in 1593 and he got expired in 1633. Okay, now he was a Welsh poet. Now what do you mean by Welsh student? Now the poet, he belonged to Wales country of United Kingdom. Okay, which country? Wales. So the language which there it was spoken, the language which was spoken there was Welsh. Okay, and that is why he was known as Welsh poet. Fine. He was a priest by profession. Okay, so by profession he was a priest. Yeah, he wrote religious poem with a lot of imagery and conceits. Now what do you mean by imagery? Imagery is a picture which is used to represent something. And conceits, what do you mean by conceit? Conceit is pride, that he used to write poem, imaginary poem. He used to write poem which was spiritual. And how did he got to know about them? The things which he used to imagine, he used to write in the form of poem, and he was very proud of it. Conscious is very proud, so he was very proud that okay, the things which I'm imagining, I'm writing down into the form of poem. The poem exhibits a strange but a two-way relationship between God and his worshippers. Okay, so here it is a relationship between God and his devotees. Though he has showered or bestowed his worshippers with all his blessings, somewhere he holds them up with a pulley drawn to be grateful to him in all of their endeavor. Okay, so what he's saying, that he has showered, he has bestowed. Showered, bestow is like he has gifted all of the blessings which he had to humans, but then he pulls them. Pulleys is to bring them up. तो वो क्या करते हैं? God, he brings the person up to be grateful to him in all of his endeavor. Now what do you mean by endeavor, students? Endeavor is to try hard to do or to achieve something. God gives so many precious gifts to the devotee, but at the same time, God also expects something in return. Okay, so what they are saying, that God has given all of His blessings to human beings, but at the same time, He is expecting something in return. What is He expecting is something we will see in the poem. What does He expect? Why does He withhold? Okay, what is withhold? Withhold is to refuse to give. So what is that one thing which God is refusing to give to his devotees? Okay, now the pulley shows how God lifts man towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. Restlessness is not satisfied. Okay, तो God क्या कर रहे हैं? He has given all of his gifts to the devotees, but जो एक गिफ्ट है of not being satisfied, जो satisfaction जो गिफ्ट है वो गॉड ने डिवोटीज को नहीं दी है. क्यों नहीं दी है? नहीं दी है इसीलिए फ्रॉम द पुली ही विल bring the people towards him. Okay, the pulley shows how God lifts the man towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. What is distinctly metaphysical about the poem is that a religious notion is conveyed through a secular scientific image. Okay, so what they are saying, that what is distinctly metaphysical, what is distinctly is clearly. So what is clearly metaphysical? What do you mean by metaphysical, students? It is to deal with human beings or knowing identities about time, space, etc. Okay, so what he's saying, that that a religious notion is conveyed through a secular scientific image. Now what is the religious notion? Religious notion is कि वही यहाँ पे पोएम में क्या बताया है कि God is through the pulley, he is bringing the devotees close towards him, okay, with a scientific secular image. अभी सिर्फ ऐसा ही बोला होता कि गॉड अपने भक्तों को नज़दीक ला रहे हैं, तो साइंटिफिक रीज़न से वो ये नहीं होता, वैलिड नहीं होता. हम लोग यूजुअली साइंटिस्ट या वी नीड अ स्पेसिफिक रीज़न टू बिलीव इन ऑल ऑफ दी स्पिरिचुअल थिंग्स, राइट. हम लोग बोलते हैं कि क्या रीज़न है, वो हम लोग लॉजिक पूछते हैं ना कि क्या लॉजिक है, ये एग्जिस्ट करता है या नहीं. तो इसीलिए थ्रू पुली इज़ अ साइंटिफिक इमेज. समझा आपको मीनिंग? मतलब बेसिकली क्या है, रिलीजियस नोशन क्या है कि गॉड अपने भक्तों को अपने तरफ खींच रहे हैं, पर उसको किस एग्जाम्पल में बताया है? थ्रू अ साइंटिफिक इमेज विच इज़ अ पुली, दैट ही इज़ ब्रिंगिंग all of his devotees towards him with the help of pulley, which is a scientific image. And pulley is used to do things, right. pulley हम लोग ने देखा, it is used to lift heavy objects. तो समझा ये लाइन का मीनिंग क्या है कि जो चीज़ ये है रिलीजियस नोटेशन है कि या वो भक्तों को अपने तरफ खींच रहे, बट उसमें एक साइंटिफिक ऑब्जेक्ट डाला है विच इज़ पुली. ओके, नाउ लेट अस कम टू द पोएम. When God at first made man, having a glass of blessings standing by. Okay, what they are saying, that when God was making man, okay, he had a religious glass in front of him. Okay, so he had a glass of blessings in front of him. Let us, said he, pour on him all we can. Okay, so what he said, that at the time when God decided to make humans, to create humans, he said we will pour all of these things which were inside the glass. Okay, having a glass of blessings standing by, उनके सामने एक ग्लास था जिसमें सारे blessings थे. So what he said, let us, said he, pour on him all we can. Okay, so whatever blessings are there inside that glass, we will pour all of them into the creation which we are making. जो human वो बना रहे हैं उनमें वो सारे blessings वो डाल देंगे. Let the world riches which dispersed lie contract into a span. Okay, what he's saying, that the world's riches is wealth boundaries. The meaning is given side mein. Let the world riches which dispersed is scattered lie, contract into a span. Contract is collect together and span is small space. मतलब वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि let all of the blessings which are given, be it all of the wealth, all of the different objects जो सारे यूज़फुल है, वो सारे मैं गॉड को, मतलब गॉड जो क्रिएचर बना रहे उनमें मैं डाल देता. ओके, लेट द वर्ल्ड रिचेस, ऑल द वैल्यूएबल थिंग्स विच आर देयर, विच आर ओवर हियर, विच आर scattered, I should collect them, all of them together, and I would give them as a gift to the creation which he is making. Okay, so strength first made a way. So what was the first blessing which was given to the human which he was creating? The first blessing was strength. Okay, so strength first made a way. God decided that I will give the creation strength so that a person is strong enough from mind and body. Okay, so he decided that I will give him strength so that he is very strong and he is ready to accept things. Okay, then beauty flowed. Then the second blessing was beauty. So God decided to give beauty towards the human creation so that a person is beautiful from inside out. His thoughts are beautiful from inside and outside. Then wisdom. Okay, now the third blessing was wisdom, that knowledge. What he get? He gave the God to his children wisdom so that he knows everything about things. He could discriminate what is good and bad, what is bad, so that he can discriminate between right and wrong, and knowledge diya hai so that he can invest or he can invent new things. Okay, then honor and then pleasure. Okay, फिर लास्ट में क्या क्या दिया? Honor, so that he could respect everyone. Okay, he could respect everyone, that is why he gave honor. And pleasure is happiness, so that he is happy with whatever he had. Okay, समझा क्या क्या blessings अब तक God ने दिया बच्चों humans को? He gave them strength, he gave them beauty, he gave them wisdom, honor and pleasure. Fine. When almost all was out, God made a stay. Okay, now almost everything was over, like almost not वो लोग पक्का नहीं बोल रहे कि सब खत्म हो गया, almost everything was open in that glass of blessings. Then God made a stay. Okay, फिर God ने क्या किया? Then God made a stay. What do you mean by stay? मतलब God थोड़ी देर रुक गए. Why did he pause? We will see further. Okay, perceiving that alone of all his treasures rest in the bottom lay. Now what they are saying, that perceiving that alone all of his treasures rest in the bottom lay. Now what do you mean by perceiving, students? Perceiving is noticing. Okay, तो God ने क्या notice किया? Noticing that alone of all his treasures rest in the bottom lay, that all of his treasures were there in that glass but rest in the bottom lay. जो लास्ट में एक था वो एक blessing बाकी रह गया था. Now what was that blessing? We will see over here. Okay, that there was this one blessing which was left, so he was seeing that which was that last blessing. For if I should, said he, bestow this jewel also on my creature, he would adore my gifts instead of me. वो जो last blessing था which was of satisfaction, हम लोग ने ऊपर देखा यहाँ पे, that God is pulling the pulley. देखो यहाँ पे हम लोग ने कहाँ पे देखा, one sec. हाँ, द पुली शोज हाउ गॉड लिफ्ट्स मैन. सी वो जो बॉक्स है ना उसका लास्ट पैराग्राफ, द पुली शोज हाउ गॉड लिफ्ट्स मैन टूवर्ड्स हिमसेल्फ विद द पुली ऑफ रेस्टलेसनेस. रेस्टलेसनेस इज नॉट सेटिस्फाइड. ओके, सो यहाँ पे अभी पता चलता है जो लास्ट गिफ्ट था, द लास्ट वन विच वॉज रिमेनिंग वॉज सेटिस्फैक्शन. ओके, सो वॉट गॉड इज सेइंग, फॉर इफ आई शुड, सेड ही, bestow this jewel also on my creature. सो ये जो सेटिस्फैक्शन वाला गिफ्ट है, अगर बिस्टोव इज टू गिफ्ट दिस ज्वेल इज अ ब्यूटिफुल क्रिएचर और अ प्रीशियस क्रिएचर. सो ही सेइंग दैट इफ दिस लास्ट ब्यूटिफुल क्रिएचर ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन, इफ दिस ऑल्सो आई गिव as a gift to humans, he would adore my gifts instead of me. Adore is to love very much. So what they are saying, that if I give this satisfaction also, they would adore my gifts. तो जो humans है वो यही सारी गिफ्ट्स को एडोर करेंगे, लव करेंगे इंस्टेड ऑफ मी, एंड दे वोंट लव मी and rest in nature, not the God of nature, and then they would be happy in God of nature and they won't even remember me. So both should losers be, and that is why both of us, like the humans as well as I, the God, would turn out to be losers. Okay, yet let him keep the rest. So God decides that I will give all of those gifts, but let this satisfaction, ये जो satisfaction वाला gift है वो मैं यहीं पे रखता हूँ, but keep them with repining restlessness. What do you mean by repining restlessness, students? That continuous anxiety due to dissatisfaction. But keep them with repining restlessness. Let him be rich and weary, that at last, if goodness lead him not, yet weariness may toss him to my breast. So what God is saying, that yet I will keep this satisfaction wala gift towards me, but keep them with repining restlessness. Let him be rich and weary, that at last, weary is very tired, कि वो नीचे humans को मैंने भेज दिया है, वो अपना काम कर रहा है, but at the same time he would be very tired. Why? Because repining restlessness, he is doing a lot of efforts but he is continuously dissatisfied, and at last when he would be tired, if goodness lead him not, कि अगर वो अच्छा है, उसकी अच्छी क्वालिटीज़ है ह्यूमंस की, तो वो खुद मुझे याद करेगा. बट इफ़ इन केस उसकी जो गुडनेस है, उसकी जो अच्छाई है, वो मुझे याद नहीं करती, इफ़ गुडनेस लीड्स हिम नॉट, येट वेरीनेस इज, हम लोग ने देखा टायर्ड, अगर वो अपनी गुडनेस से मुझे याद नहीं करता तो एट लास्ट थक के टायर्ड होके वो मुझे याद करेगा. एंड देन मे टॉस हिम टू माई ब्रेस्ट, एंड टॉस इज ब्रिंग then he would come to my breast. Breast is the God himself. So what he is saying, what God is saying, that at last I'm not giving this satisfaction wala gift to the children, to the humans. Why? Because if I give them the satisfaction also, they would be happy in whatever they have, Nietzsche, and they won't remember me, the one who gave them all of these gifts. They won't remember me, and that is why God is saying, God is deciding that the last gift of satisfaction is something he won't give to the humans. Okay, so when they work hard and they are not satisfied, human nature, okay, that whatever we have, we are not satisfied in it, and at last when they won't be satisfied with what they have, if in case agar wo अच्छे है, let their goodness come to me, कि if they have good qualities they would remember me. But if they don't have good qualities, then at last थक के ही, लास्ट में देखा है, सेकेंड लास्ट में लिखा है, इफ़ गुडनेस लीड हिम नॉट, कि अगर अच्छाई से वो नहीं है याद करते मुझे, देन कैसे ना कैसे करके थक के ही मुझे याद कर लेंगे ऐसा. येट वेरीनेस में टॉस हिम टू माई ब्रेस्ट, के एट लास्ट थक के ही, इंसान जब थक जाता है तब हम गॉड को याद करते हैं ना, कि अरे भगवान मैं कब से ट्राई कर रहा हूँ बट हो ही नहीं रहा है ऐसे. तो अगर अच्छे वे में मुझे याद नहीं कर रहा है तो एटलीस्ट थक के ही मुझे क्यों ना याद कर ले ऐसा. And then may toss him to my breast, and as a pulley, जो पुली है, as a pulley I will pull him close towards me. Understood what does the chapter means? Basic समझा आप लोगों को कि God is giving all of those beautiful blessings, beautiful gifts which he had. Okay, he gave them courage, strength, honor, pleasure, wisdom, but at last satisfaction he didn't give to humans, because he knew अगर मैं ये सब उनको दे दूँ then they would not remember me, and thus the satisfaction वाला gift was not given to humans. Rest all of them were given to God by, or were given to humans by God. And he said that at last his goodness will come, he would come close to me, or else if he doesn't come then after all थक के ही वो मेरे पास आ जाएगा. Understood, students? Now talking about the figures of speech which are used in the poem. Okay, I will let you know. Okay, poetic device. Now basically we have 4 stanzas in this poem, and each stanza has 5 lines in it. Okay, what is the rhyming scheme of the poem? The rhyming scheme is A B A B A. Right, man को अगर मैं A दे दूँ, by अलग है तो B दे दूँगी. Can is again rhyming with man, so A B A. Lie is again rhyming with by, so A B A B and A. Span, man, by, lie. Okay, so the rhyming scheme is A B A B A. Now talking about figures of speech used in the sentence, the simplest of all, as I always say, अगर कोई याद नहीं आ रहा तो start with alliteration and repetition. So alliteration क्या होता है याद रखने के लिए? अल्फा, alliteration A, alphabet A. So when alphabet is repeated in the sentence, it is called alliteration. The first line itself, when God at first made man. Okay, so M and made of, the M of made and the M of man. So M, the alphabet M is repeated in the sentence. Talking about the last paragraph, second line, but keep them with repining restlessness. Okay, so repining R and restlessness R. The alphabet R is repeated to give poetic effect, and thus it is alliteration. Fine. Now talking about repetition. Repetition is when words are repeated in the line, in the poem. So talking about repetition, the line and rest in nature. See the third paragraph, second last line. And rest in nature, not the God of nature. Okay, so here the word nature is repeated, and thus it is repetition. Understood? Now talking about the next figure of speech, which is metaphor. Students, what do you mean by metaphor? It is basically a comparison between two objects. Okay, metaphor and simile में क्या फ़र्क है? Simile में also there is comparison between two objects, but there is a similar quality between the two of them, and in metaphor only there is comparison between two objects, no similar quality. Understood? उसमें see then example. Yeah, second line, first paragraph, second line, having a glass of blessings standing by. Okay, so here the glass of blessings is the comparison, the metaphor. Now, how it is compared, see, glass of blessings, like the qualities of human beings over here is being compared to the blessings of God. Okay, राइट क्वालिटीज़ हम लोग ने देखे, जो जो क्वालिटीज़ गॉड ने दिए हैं, ब्यूटी हो गया, विस्डम हो गया, नॉलेज हो गया, रिस्पेक्ट हो गया, ऑल ऑफ दीज क्वालिटीज़ of human beings are the blessings which are given to God, which are given by God, right? So this becomes metaphor. Now coming to the next one, third paragraph, second line, bestow of this jewel also on my creature. Okay, bestow of this jewel also on my creature is again a metaphor. Why? Because bestow of this jewel also on my creature, the gift of rest is compared to jewel. Okay, so this bestow of this jewel also on my creature is to give, so the gift over here is compared to jewel, gift of rest is compared to jewel, and thus it is metaphor. Okay, now the next figures of speech, next figure of speech is pun. Now what do you mean by pun, students? Pun is basically an interaction of two well known meanings of a word or a phrase. Okay, so there is one word which has two meanings, it's called as pun. Now, talking about pun, come to the paragraph second paragraph, last line, rest in the bottom lay. Okay, now this line is called pun. Why? Rest, first meaning क्या है? Rest is the bottom lay, the last one. मैंने बोला ना सारे blessings दिए, but एक last बच रहा था, कौन सा था? Satisfaction वाला. तो rest is called, the first meaning is the last one which is remaining, जो last बच गया था वो. So the first meaning is the last remaining, एंड द सेकेंड मीनिंग, रेस्ट कौन सा होता है? बेसिकली जो हम रेस्ट करते हैं, राइट? अ क्वालिटी दैट हेल्प्स अस टू स्टे डूइंग समथिंग एंड विच इज़ relaxing basically, right? So this is how two words, one word having two meanings is used in the sentence. Okay, now talking about the next figure of speech, antithesis. What do you mean by antithesis? Anti, as I always says, anti is opposite, against. Okay, so anti is two ideas which are completely opposite and which are used in the poem. So over here let us come to the word, first paragraph, third line, let the world riches which disperse lie contract into a span. Okay, now talking about disperse, disperse is separate and contract is collect. Okay, so to separate and to collect, these are two opposite words which are used in the line, and thus it is called as antithesis. Okay, in the same line, riches and span. What do you mean by riches? Riches is the biggest wealth. Okay, and span is the small space. Okay, so again these two words have opposite meanings and they are used in the poem, and thus they are antithesis. Understood? Now talking about next figures of speech, which is inversion. What do you mean by inversion, students? Is where basically the words are not arranged in a proper way. Okay, why they are not arranged in a proper way? Just to give a poetic effect. Okay, now talking about inversion, let us come to first paragraph, third line. Let us, said he, pour on him all we can. Okay, this is the line which is used in the poem, but the correct framing of sentence is let us, he said. Okay, ये जो लेट अस सेड ही है ना, ये पोएम में राइम होने के लिए वैसा यूज़ किया है, तो उसका करेक्ट फॉर्म क्या है? लेट अस सेड ही. ओके, एंड talking about the next one, rest in the bottom lay, second paragraph, last line, rest in the bottom lay is again an inversion. इसका correct form क्या है? rest lay in the bottom. Okay, rest lay in the bottom is the correct form of figures of speech. Understood, students? All of the figures of speech are understood by you all. Now coming towards warming up session on page number 69. What have they given us? Go through the following images and try to link them with our lives. That they are given some of the images and we have to link them with our lives. For example, storm, hardships that we face in our life, right? Storm आते हैं तो we say ना, okay, बेचारे के लाइफ में बहुत सारे storms आए, मतलब क्या, he's facing lot of hardships. In the same way, there are pictures given below, there are meanings given below side में, and we have to match. So while talking about owl, what do you mean by owl? Always wisdom, right? Knowledgeable. So owl is wisdom. The second last line. Now talking about rose talk about beauty. Okay, so rose is beauty. The last one. Talking about tree is like a life, ups and downs. Yeah, tree कभी फूलता है, कभी मुरझा जाता है, it is blossoming, sometimes it is dried up. So it's like life is also ups and downs. In the every life also contains of ups and downs, problems and solutions, right? The tree is like life. Talking about clouds, what do you mean by clouds? Clouds are sometimes dark, okay, sometimes beautiful. So dark is sorrowful moments. The first one. Talking about next, bouquet is honor, right? When we honor someone, जब हम किसी को honor करते, we give them bouquet, right? So bouquet is honor. The next one is waterfall give you the sign of strength in your life, right? Next is mountain is always determination. And the next one is sunrise. Whenever there is sunrise, there's a new hope. हम बोलते हैं ना, with every new day you have a new hope. So sunrise is hope. Understood, students? Now coming to sub-question 2. You may have often indulged in talking to yourself audibly. Okay, for example, sometimes we talk to ourselves only, right? They have given us some examples. Oh dear, why didn't I get up sooner? Okay, कभी लेट हो जाते हैं and कुछ सबमिशन रहता है तो हम खुद को बोलते हैं ना, शिट यार, आज ही क्यों नहीं मैं उठी जल्दी, वैसा. Let me finish this quickly and then I will be free. Sometimes we say, right, that let us finish all of these quickly and then we will be free. How silly of me, why didn't I think of it before? कैसे कुछ हो जाता है ना, अरे यार यही चीज़ तो था, शिट यार मैंने पहले क्यों नहीं सोचा इसके बारे में. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आर समथिंग व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट आवरसेल्व्स. खुद से हम लोग बात करते, टॉक टू आवरसेल्व्स. सो सच एक्सप्रेशंस आर कॉल्ड ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग्स. व्हाट आर दे कॉल्ड? ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग्स. व्हेन यू try to talk to yourself. Okay, so imagine and write monologues suitable in the following situations. So what they are saying, that they have given us some of the situation and they are saying that you try to write monologues in such situations. Okay, so it's your birthday next week. Okay, कि next week में आपका birthday है तो आप क्या खुद से बात करोगे? Sometimes you might be excited and you want to do things and sometimes there are people मतलब जो ऐसा सोचते हैं, will everyone remember it? Okay, so this line you can add, that will everyone remember it? सबको याद होगा क्या मेरा birthday, right? Second, you have been waiting long at the city bus stop. कि आप कब से bus stop पे खड़े हो and there is no bus. उस time पे what you will say to yourself? Oh gosh, I can't believe how late it is. Right? Simple. Next, your final exam results are to be declared tomorrow. ये तो everyone would know. Oh God, please give me a successful result. And कुछ ज़्यादा ही और वाले होंगे तो I will give 1 kg sweets to you. Yeah, there are people, right? And the last one, your mother has been chatting for very long on the telephone. Okay, आपकी मम्मा कब से टेलीफोन पे बात कर रही है? That time what would you say to yourself? What you can say? God knows what will be the bill. I'm so worried. Anything you can say. Okay, over here I'm using things which I could recollect or I could remember. Now talking about the pulley is a mechanical device, right? Try and write down places where it can be used and for what purpose. So we all know that pulley is like a simple machine which is used as a wheel, and because it is used as a wheel and rope to lift heavy weight objects, right? Now where do we use? There are certain examples, as I said earlier, we used in villages, right? Well में use किया जाता है to remove water from the well. So it is used in villages in well. अगेन इट इज़ यूज इन एलिवेटर, लिफ्ट में भी यूज होता है, आप लोग ने देखा है, टू पुल द वेट ऑफ पीपल अगेंस्ट द ग्रेविटी. सो over there also pulley is used. Then it is used in machines in gyms to weights, and it is also used in industrial uses, for industrial purpose, in cranes and all stuff. So yeah, it is used in various objects. Okay, so we are done with warming up session. Now coming to English workshop, which is on page number 72. With the help of clues, pick out the words containing the letter A from the poem. From the poem, you have to pick out words. They have given the sentence. Okay, so the first one, an article, which is an article A itself, right? The second is a preposition, which is used in the chapter and which starts with A. It should have the letter A in it. So at, right? The third one, past tense of lie. What is the past tense of lie? Lay, L-A-Y, lay. Maximum length of your open palm. Span, maximum length of your open palm. Span, S-P-A-N. Okay, now the rest of them I think you can do in homework. Fine. You have to find out basically from the poem itself. The poem में से आपको ढूंढ के दिखला है. Now talking about subquestion 2, choose the correct alternatives from the following. You have to choose the right alternative from the following. Herbert's poem, The Pulley, displayed dash as the two main theme. What is the two main theme of the poem? Origin and morality, spirituality, origin of species, origin of universe, origin of earth and space. Universe का नहीं था, earth and space का नहीं था, species का भी नहीं था. कौन सा बचा? Origin of morality and spirituality, right? It was all about spirituality, the relation between a god and his devotee. So the first one. The summary of the poem, The Pulley, is find the two correct statement. You have to find two of them. To focus on the mechanical operation of the pulley, ऐसा कुछ था. mechanical operation हम लोग ने देखा का pulley का? No. So first one is not there. To teach a lesson to a creation man by the creator of God. Yes, ये हम लोग ने देखा. Let us see further what are the next options. To know the different gifts bestowed on man by God, to remind man about his creator in his exclusion. And next, God pulled man towards him by making him restless and weary. So इसमें से कौन सा आएगा students? What do you think? To remind about his creator at his exhaustion, and God pulled man towards him by making him restless and weary. Right? Next, in the poem, the pulley is considered. What is pulley considered as? An image by which God compels people to become devout, right? Mechanical device, a gift to mankind, an image to lift objects, and the last one. Dash is an example of pun from the poem. हम लोग ने देखा. Rest in bottom, as I explained you in figures of speech, right? Okay, now the rest of them I think you can do as homework. Now, talking about the next one, discuss and answer in your own words and write in your notebook. The poet has used the word rest thrice in the poem, right? 3 बार poem ने rest word use किया है. Write what the word implies in each of the 3 lines. So they are saying that you let us know that each of the 3 lines it is used thrice. So every time what does the meaning of rest means in the poem. Okay, so first one, it is used as rest in the bottom lay. Okay, rest in the bottom lay मतलब यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? यहाँ पे again as I said there are two meanings हम लोग ने देखा in pun में, right? First meaning is remaining, the remaining one, the remaining in the bottom lay, and the second one is satisfaction, right? Next, and rest in nature, not the god of nature. अभी वहाँ पे rest क्या meaning करता है? Here rest means enjoying satisfaction, right? And the third one is yet let him keep the rest. So over here the rest means the remaining qualities, and let him keep the rest मतलब जो बाकी सारी qualities बची है वो. ऊपर में देखा है and rest in nature, not the god of nature. Here क्या and rest in मतलब क्या? Enjoying the satisfaction. Understood? The thrice 3 बार कौन से sentence में आया and what does it means? Now, talking about next one, discuss and answer in your own words and write in your notebook. ये तो देखा हम लोग ने, the poet has used. Second one, what does God wants in return from man for the gifts he had bestowed upon him? That what does God wants? God wants us to live a good life by using its gift and always be happy. He already knows that happiness never comes from wickedness, but he wants us to follow the right path and we should have that quality of making a good decision. At last, God wants us that we should not forget him, right? Why did God withhold the gift of rest from man? Why didn't give the satisfaction wala gift? हम लोग ने देखा, God withheld the gift of rest from the man because he provided man by most of the things he needs in his life, like strength हो गया, beauty, wisdom, pleasure, honor, etc. But if man would have got rest, man would be satisfied with whatever he had. जो last gift था satisfaction का, अगर वो भी दे दिया होता तो he would be satisfied in what he had, and then he would have forgotten God, and that is the only one who has created him and gave all of those things to him, and that is why उनको वो ना भूले, इसके लिए उन्होंने वो satisfaction वाला gift उनको नहीं दिया. Understood? Coming towards next, beside those given in the poem, what other gifts God has given to mankind with above his other creations and list them. This is simple, you guys can do this in homework. When does man generally turn to God? Give one example to support your response. This is also like a personal response. You know properly कि आप कभी गॉड को याद करते हैं, कभी नहीं. So I want you all to know, I want to know आप लोगों का एक्सपीरियंस, तो ये भी होमवर्क में. Next, 4th A, discuss with your group and justify the title of the poem, The Pulley, in your own words. स्टार्टिंग से लेके हम लोग ने अब तक वी हैव टॉक्ड अ लॉट अबाउट पुली, व्हाई इट इज़ यूज्ड, हाउ इट इज़ यूज्ड इन दिस पोएम. अगेन दिस बिकम्स योर होमवर्क स्टूडेंट्स. Pick out the 3 lines that contain monologues of God. Which are the monologues of God? First is he would adore my gifts instead of me. Monologues हम लोग ने देखा ऊपर. Monologues is when you're talking to yourself. The certain line when God is talking to himself in the poem. So first one I'm giving it to you. He would adore my gifts instead of me. The rest of something is one you have to do in homework. So monologues is something you guys can find out from the poem where you think that God is talking to himself. So the first one I have given to you all, which is he would adore my gifts instead of me. Okay, now talking about 5A, the grammar part, you have to find antithesis, alliteration, inversion. Again, this is simple, you guys can do it. हम लोग ने already बहुत सारे figures of speech किए. The 6th one is again the same, explain the figures of speech. Again, this would be your homework, student. Now talking about the critical appreciation part, I'll just brief you all in just like a minute. The poem The Pulley is written by George Herbert. He was a priest by profession. He wrote religious poem. The poem has 4 stanza and each stanza has 5 lines. The rhyme scheme of poem is AB AB A. Next paragraph, the poet has used many figures of speech such as alliteration, inversion, paradox, synodox, but he had mainly used pun. Rest in the bottom lay and explaining it further. The pulley shows how God lifts man towards himself with the pulley of restlessness. When he created humans, he bestowed all world's riches like strength, beauty, wisdom, honor, and pleasure to human being, but he stopped with the time when he came to rest. Rest was satisfaction. He knew that if humans were bestowed with rest, they would never try to find the creator of them. Creator of them मतलब the God himself. वो लोग कभी God को ढूंढने की कोशिश ही नहीं करते because वो खुद नहीं सारे satisfied रहते, but could be bound to his creations only, thus meaning earthly things जो जो उनको दिए है वो, and so he uses the pulley of restlessness to make him worshippers, right? Critical appreciation is also given. Yeah, now the 6th one, see pun वाला जो example दिया है उसमें से you have to make a sentence like in this poem there is an example of pun. Find and make a sentence of your own. So related to pun also you have to make one sentence which should be like sort of funny or which creates humor. Again, this would be your homework, students. Talking about next one, write a paragraph of the points. Again, this is like the same thing. This would be also your homework. So yeah, that was it for today's chapter. I hope you have understood the poem, the meaning of it, the message behind it. Okay, so yeah, see you all in the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Bye.